students, let us continue our lesson, Directive Principles of State Policy. This is the last class of this lesson, and we will wind up the classes for our annual examination. So let us listen. The implementation of Directive Principles. We studied that what is Directive Principles and from which constitution we adopted the Directive Principles and so on. We studied that. Now how to implement the Directive Principles in India. All the points listen there. The Directive Principles of State Policy strive to fulfill the goals of a welfare state. Most of the state governments have government aided schools government and aided schools where children up to 14 years of age are provided with a free and a compulsory education. Remember, only from government and aided schools. We know that it is free and compulsory education, one of the points we studied in the Gandhian principles. And untouchability has been abolished and its practice in any form is a punishable offence. The government has abolished the semindari system and has introduced a number of land reforms. We know that previous means before independence these kind of systems were there. Now all these kind of systems were abolished in India and the Land Reforms Act was passed. And for the equal payment of wages for the workers, the government has enacted the Minimum Wages Act of 1948. For equal work, equal wage, one of the provision we studied that in the Directive Principles of State Policy, that one also implemented in all the states. The government has launched various rural development schemes like National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Integrated Rural Development Program, and the Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program. Now we know that Mahatma Gandhi Employment Program, we know that otherwise known as Tholilurappu Project in Kerala. We know it is not only Kerala, all the state it has there actually enacted by the central government or union government. Panchayati Raj has been established in the privileges to promote the idea of local self-government, to promote international peace and security. India is opposed to colonialism and racialism. Like this way points were introduced or implemented in India for means enacting the Directive Principles and ensuring the welfare of the people or the citizens of India. That is known as the implementation. All the states are doing and much more policies and programs are implementing for giving more happiness to the people or the citizens. That is known as welfare state. We already studied that. Next topic is the fundamental rights. We know that fundamental rights are those rights which are essential for good life, welfare and all-round development of the citizens of a country. That is known as basic human rights are known as fundamental rights. Actually, we want to study 7 fundamental rights. First one, right in equality. We already studied that. Right to equality, and in our constitution we added this in part 3, article 12 to 35. All the fundamental rights are mentioned there in article 12 to 45, 35. All the articles are mentioned about each rights or fundamental rights. First one is right to equality. We know that if it ensures both equality before law and equal protection of law. There is no discrimination of sex, caste, religion, or not at all discrimination. All are equal. That is known as right to equality. Right to freedom. Right to freedom. It guarantees 6 basic freedoms to the citizens in India. It includes freedom of speech, expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form associations and unions, freedom to move freely throughout India, freedom to reside and settle in any part of India, and freedom to practice any profession, trade or business. Whatever we wish to do, everything is our freedom. That is mentioned in right to freedom. Right against exploitation. Next right, it prohibits slavery, beggary or other forms of forced labor. Like that way is known as right against exploitation. Right to freedom of religion. Any one of the Indians, those who wished to follow any one of the religion, we know that more than 10, not only 10, many more religions are here in India. Anyone wish to follow any one of the religion, that freedom is known as a right to freedom of religion. The right provides that the citizens of India have the right to profess that practice and propagate the religion of their own choice. There is no compulsion or anything. It is not their own choice. They can follow any or they can believe any one of the religion. And right to constitutional remedies. It provides for the right to move the court for protecting the fundamental rights. We can approach the court for protecting our rights, fundamental rights, that is known as constitutional remedies. Any problem if we are facing based on the fundamental right, we can approach the court for solving the problem. Right to education. Now we know that it provides free and compulsory education to all the children from the age of 6 to 14 years, such a manner as the state may be law determined. That is known as right to. Recently we added this right to education. All the citizens of India, those who have 6 to children, those who have in between 6 to 14 years, they have the right to get education, free and compulsory education. So for improving the education level of India, so these are known as the fundamental rights. The students, remember, after listening the class, read the textbook and study all the fundamental rights. There is no need of order and all. Anyway, all the fundamental rights should study. It's very important. Okay. Here we are completing the lesson for our annual exam, and this is the last class of this academic year. If you have any doubt, you can contact me personally. Okay. Thank you.